نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الحج حج محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Al-Quds. We think about Jerusalem. All these days we have people talking about Jerusalem and how we want Jerusalem back. But before we can talk about something like Jerusalem, we have to think about how did we get in this situation? Anytime you go to the doctor with any type of sickness, the doctor wants to know the history of that sickness. He wants to know if it's a family problem, how long it's been happening, what are the symptoms, and all these things. So what is happening with Jerusalem? How did it become in the hands of the kuffar in the first place? To be free, we gave Quds. We, Muslims, our pettiness, our stubbornness, our disobedience to our leaders, our ethnic tribalism, this divided us. This racist mentality of those people in that arena over there decided they did not want to listen to someone who was non-Arab to be over them as the Khalifa. We have this white complex, and we have to admit it. We think everything in Western Europe is the best thing since ice cream. And we do everything in the world to appease to these people, and it constantly kicks us in the backside. And we don't want to man up. And the problem with problems is not that we have problems, it's that we don't learn from the mistakes that caused the problem in the first place. We don't want Quds. We're not ready to do anything about it. Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, whoever looks like, talks like, acts like, behaves like a people, then he's one of them. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ or مَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ, and whoever turns to them and makes them their wali, their friend, from amongst us, then he is one of them. That's what Allah said. When you go to play sports or go to watch a game in sports, the colors that you wear, the uniform that you wear represents what team you're rooting for. Look at yourselves in the mirror. What team do you look like you're rooting for? Do you look like a Muslim? Because Islam is not yours. It's Allah's. And it's a gift from Allah. And we can't change it up and turn it the way we want it to be, the way I do it, the way you do it. No. Allah tells us, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you seen the one who's taken as his God his hawa, his own desires? I don't need to grow a beard. Who are you? Allah made that hair grow on your face. He told you to grow it. Now I don't care. I'm not your boss. But you will stand before Allah. And don't get mad at the messenger. You don't want to be Muslim? That's your business. Don't go say you're a Muslim then. That's your choice. But if you're going to come to Islam, Islam has rules that no man set, Allah set. Now you can accept Islam, which means you submit to Islam, or you follow your own hawa. وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ, and Allah makes him astray. From his knowledge, Allah knows that he made that person go astray. وَخَتَمَ, and he concealed his hearing, his sight, his heart. So this person cannot understand anything when he's being told about it. He's just going to say, who's that person to tell me that? Who is he? I'm not going to listen to him. My grandfather was this and my uncle was that. And I'm from this country, not from that country. No, Islam don't care about that. Islam is about submitting. And we need to really get that through our head. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Hubbiba alayya an-nisa wat-tib." Good smells in women. But we don't even want to smell like a Muslim. When given the choice of those, firdaus and those Islamic smells, that when you smell it, madhannatul Muslim, and no Muslim, when you smell him, you think he's a Muslim. But we'd rather have Pierre Cardin and Jordache and all these other Western crusader smells. We say wear kufi. I don't need to wear kufi. But then when let the Westerners start wearing clown hats, and everybody will have one. How many people wear baseball caps? How many people play baseball? But the Muslim will put a baseball cap on his head quicker than he'll put a kufi. Oh, it's okay. For who? Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? You don't gotta say to me, I'm not saying don't do anything violent, but you don't blame the Jew for wearing a beard. Blame yourself for not. Don't blame the gay for having a gay lifestyle. Blame yourself for not having an Islamic lifestyle. Even our women have more gumption or Islamic manhood than us. Because when we see them, even if she's dressed poorly, she looks like a Muslim. But when we see us, sometimes this happened. In New Jersey, this man was arguing in the street with this Muslim lady. The brothers jumped out their cars and started punching him and don't be talking to Muslim sister like that. She said, stop, that's my husband. We could not tell that this man was a Muslim, this guy. Now you say, I don't make a difference what you do, but if I came up here in a skirt with Miss Nixon, you say, oh no, you can't do it. Well, what's the difference? Did not the Prophet ﷺ say that men have an awrah from the navel to the knee? Did not the Prophet ﷺ, your prophet that you claim, tell you how you're supposed to dress, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to look? When will you submit? Or you keep taking your hawa? And you think, we read in the Qur'an, we keep blaming it on someone of those kuffar. Allah says, do they think, does the person think that the one who did evil is going to get the same result as the one that did good? How silly this person thinks. We say, yeah, look at that. He's how silly that person thinks. Well, what's the difference? What are you doing different than a kafir? When we look at you and we judge by appearances. We judge by the appearance. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said to his uncle, when he saw them after Badr, he said, Abbas said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm with you. He said, but it looks like on your appearances that you were with the kuffar. You showed up with them. You were standing on their side. So we captured you. Now you're going to have to go dig up that treasure that you hid and pay your ransom just like everybody else based on his appearances. Now I'm not judging you. I'm asking you to honestly judge yourself. Go home. Look in the mirror. Don't say, who do I want to be when I grow up? We're grown. The next thing we're facing is the grave. And that's real. Look in the mirror. Who am I? then look at your day. What do I do with my day? What are my habits? Where is my mind at? Where is my language? Do I talk like a Muslim? It's very important. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he said that Allah didn't put a righteous tongue in an unrighteous body. And he didn't put an unrighteous tongue in a righteous body. Vice versa, I said it twice. And every day, the whole body wakes up and says, Ittaqillah fina, talking to the tongue, because we follow you. So do you talk like a Muslim? Is the name of Allah on your tongue, or do you fill that tongue with cigarette smoke? Or something else? We're not going to get quds. We don't want to. Because first we have to do is get Islamic manhood. It's called muru'ah. It's the way we carry ourselves. It's called hishma. And ultimately it's called taqwa. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على المصطفى وآله وصحبه ومن اتقى. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. The Prophet ﷺ threatened us. He didn't promise us. He threatened. He said, if you don't feel any shame, do what you like. If you don't feel any shame, do what you like. This is not the life where we're going to be held accountable for it. But there will come a time where we will be held accountable for it. And there will be no actions that we can do at that time. So we have this problem. On one hand, we're ready to be very meek and do the two-step in front of the kuffar. On the other hand, we're these big bullies against our women. You know it. I know it too. You know, growing up in Brooklyn, we used to see the police beat up on black people. Okay? And we used to get mad at the cops. Other cops say, hey, I'm not doing that. Hey, but you're not saying nothing about it. That's what we used to say to them. You just as bad as the other one. Why? I didn't do that. I said, man, but you ain't arrest that guy, right? You didn't stop him. That's just like us. If we're not beating up our wives, we know someone who is. We hear about it and we don't do anything about it. What's the last thing the Prophet said? Your Prophet said, Istawsu bin nisa'i khayran. Istawsu, like watawasaw. From the Arabic word, this is a wasiyya. He left the legacy. The last thing I'm telling you, Istawsu bin nisa'i khayran. Amongst the last things he said, As-salam, as-salam, wa ma malakat imanukum. Still, the women. And he said, I have not left anything behind more hurtful than women, because they're tongues. They say things they hurt, they touch to our core and everything, but we're supposed to be men, right? We're supposed to take it, suck it up, call our brothers, go get it out with our men, yell, scream, whatever. You ain't a man punching a woman in the face. Just keep it real, brothers. And we should not sit silent. It is a shame that this type of thing happens in our community and we don't do anything about it. What if it was your sister, your mother, or your daughter? I have 10 daughters. Alhamdulillah. I don't wish that on a person. So I can understand, and I hope that you can understand. You take a woman 1,000 miles away from her family. You determine when she can go visit them. She complains to you and you punch her in the mouth. Who do you want her to complain to? She's supposed, as long as she's complaining to you, you good. Because that means she trusts your abd. your justice. She trusts to seek refuge in you from you. Say, listen, honey, listen, baby, I didn't like this, you did me wrong. Now she's appealing to your humanity. If you say get up and fly to the other part of the world, she gets up and flies to the other part of the world. Most of us are from somewhere else. I don't think any of us are hardly here born in Florida. And we brought our families here. And we've been here. Or in the United States. And even in the United States, our families are from somewhere else. These women, we are lucky that they're weaker than us. Because there's some brave individuals. Where we won't even dress like a Muslim, they still, even if they're wearing jeans, which is haram, but they still have the hijab and they're still recognized as Muslim women. They go out there, we say, oh, I don't want to look like a Muslim because of the times. And they still go out there in these times looking like a Muslim woman, and we punch them in the face or we sit silent for it. That's cowardice, that's bullying. And that's not from Islam. Istawsu bin nisa'i khayra. Do you wish that upon your sister? Do you wish that upon your wife? Do you wish that upon your daughter? And if not, what are you going to do about it? Because unless you're willing to do something about it, it's going to continue. If you buddy up to that person and say, oh man, I know how they get. No, I don't know how they get. We should not condone this type of behavior. And when we hear about it, we should, at the very least. The Prophet ﷺ says, whoever amongst you sees something wrong, he has to change it with his hands. If he cannot, now we're not the police, we're not the authorities in the land, so we can't go beating up on people. But we can go and speak out against it. We can go say, hey, that's not going to happen here. We're not going to sit quiet for that. We're going to stop you. We want to see the lady and make sure she's okay. That will make that person shocked. That would shame that person. And he should be ashamed. And we should be ashamed too if we don't do anything about it. Think about it, brothers. We can't do manly things without being mad. And being mad sometimes takes you outside of your comfort zone. A lot of people come to the United States and say they came to the United States because of the freedoms. Well, if you don't use them, then you're a slave. Okay? I mean, really think about it. What are you willing to do? And then don't say to me, let's go down there and march for Al Quds, for Jerusalem. Let's go and riot. You ain't gonna riot. You're gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. I mean, for real. And if somebody was to go down there and get violent, then the first thing you hear, bro, oh no, bro, that wasn't the way it's supposed to be. Just talking, man. Talking. Because you're not willing really to put some skin in the game. Freedom ain't free. Number one. And Islam demands you to act on your submission. Do people think they're going to say, Amen, they believe, and then they're not going to be tested? The test is not that Allah doesn't know, but it's to show you what you would have done in that situation because you did it, and Allah already knew. So, let's, all the brothers come forward. In Islam, we don't have to sit in ranks during the khutbah. Come forward, please. There's brothers in the back that need room. Please come forward. Islam demands that we act on Islam. We can't say, I take my shahada, and then afterwards I do nothing. Nothing changes. Then we turn around and wonder why it's not working for us. Why isn't my life changing? We have to be diligent in applying the laws of Islam in the ways that we can. A famous Sheikh, Ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah, used to say, Adrik ma la tastati bima tastati'. Overcome the thing that you cannot do by doing the thing that you can do. Okay? So, there are certain things we can't do. We don't have an army, we can't take Al Quds back. We don't own the senators and these things like that, so we don't make certain laws. But there are certain things we can do. You can make an Islamic state in your home. Okay? we can do that. We can make an Islamic state on this land. The country is free enough for us to do that. Look how many of us are here. I'm sure all of you have children, or most of you. Where are they? Where are they? Where's the next generation of Islam? There's some here, alhamdulillah, but they shouldn't just be here when school's out. If you want to establish Islam in their lives, make it important. Because what you're saying to them is that that other way is more important than this way. That's what happens. So you can't blame them for not understanding. Because they understand quite well what you do. They may not understand your words, but they understand your actions. So we have this hypocrisy we got going on. This insanity where we say one thing and we do another thing. We act this way weak and then we act this way bully. We say we want this and we don't do anything about it. So the problem is not Islam. The problem is not Jerusalem. The problem is not Gaddafi or Libya. The problem is not Mauritania. The problem is not America. The problem is you. Everyone, I'm talking to you. Don't think I'm talking to somebody else. I'm talking to everybody in here, myself included. We are the problem in Islam. And until we solve that problem, until we focus on that problem, we are going to continue in this humiliating life that Allah has set for the people who don't practice Islam properly. There is no other solution. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.